Tesla has officially announced the new Model Y is coming in early 2025. Finally, we've got confirmation on this. But good news for us is that we don't have to wait to see what's coming next. In fact, Tesla has already revealed their next-gen model, packing 10 brand new features that should be coming to every single new Tesla generation coming very soon. But it doesn't look like this. Actually looks like this. Hold on a second though, because I know most of you guys watching this video don't care about Cybertruck, but this is not a Cybertruck video. What I want to do instead is show off 10 flagship features Tesla has put in Cybertruck that will be coming to every other model in the lineup. So if you're looking for a Model Y these days, you're waiting for the new one, you're looking at maybe getting a new Model 3 or SX, whatever the case may be, I promise you gotta watch this video because Tesla is making some big changes, good changes and bad changes that you need to know about right now. Just like you need to know about this video sponsor, T-Wraps, that makes some amazing accessories, but a bit more on them in just a moment. So in Tesla's Q2 earnings that just happened, they finally confirmed a host of new vehicles are on track for production in sort of the early to middle of next year in 2025. Of course, the presumption here, the big one, is that this will include an all-new Model Y. But the new Model Y is not the only new model coming next year from Tesla. In fact, they said that multiple new Teslas, including some new cheaper models, are on track for production next year. And honestly, beyond just that, there's a lot currently in Tesla's pipeline of new vehicles coming soon. But we don't really have to wait to see what these designs and features are going to be because Tesla has already shown us what their vision for the next decade is, and it's right here in this hunk of stainless steel. What Tesla has done with Cybertruck is sort of showing us right now their platform for what they're prioritizing next. These are the features, both on the inside and outside, that Tesla's going to implement across their different projects. And to make it clear, yes, of course, the Model Y is not going to look like a Cybertruck, and I'm sure each of these projects will have their own unique design that probably won't be as polarizing. But I'm telling you right now, folks, what we've got in Cybertruck, this is the feature set and the platform that we will see from Tesla for the next 5 to 10 years. And since I can go hands-on with the Cybertruck, let me show you 10 features that should make their way to every single Tesla, for better or for worse. Mostly for better. Okay, so I'm going to start with some features that might not seem like a big deal in the beginning, but I think they are going to dramatically improve the quality of life and the quality of experience you're going to have with your Tesla. One of the ones I love here in Cybertruck is small and simple, but if it comes to every Tesla, owners will appreciate it. And that, my friends, is this right here. It's a powered glove box. Let me show you that again. I know this isn't the craziest new feature ever, but I do think that as we examine small changes Tesla is making, one of the things they're focusing on that we'll see in a couple of different areas here is just general quality of life stuff, and having a powered glove box actually makes a lot of sense. It's more like a glove drawer, I guess, in this case. So if you haven't seen inside of Cybertruck, the glove box is actually powered like this. So it's actually able to open and close instead of you having to do the normal glove box maneuver. A little thing here that does make a lot of sense and it is actually really nice. And if you're wondering what this organizer is, this little piece here is from this video sponsor, T-Wraps. I'll show that off more in a moment. But yeah, again, little quality of life thing that actually is really nice. Now, we've already started to see on multiple occasions Tesla bring the Cybertruck-inspired sort of software design to other vehicles in the lineup. In fact, the new spring update actually replicates this Cybertruck-inspired sort of expanded view of the vehicle in other models, which is very cool to see. But I'm also curious to see if we'll get the bigger screen Cybertruck has in other Teslas. This, I believe, is an 18-inch or 18.5-inch display, the biggest screen you can get on any Tesla right now. Obviously, the software and the experience is the same that you'd get in a Model 3 or a Model Y or S or X. It's going to be the same thing here by and large, but this does have a actual physically larger display. Unlike Model S and Model X, it does not have any sort of secondary sort of driver's display there, but because you've got this huge display, you do have a lot of screen real estate to work with, which is very nice. We've already seen Tesla bring the rear screen that is for back passengers into other models, so curious to see if this large display just stays in Cybertruck or, as I would imagine, comes to other Teslas as well. Would be really nice to get a big honking screen like this in the new Model Y Juniper refresh. Tesla has also made a number of smaller improvements to the interior of Cybertruck as well. I'm curious to see if this new wireless charging system for the phones is what Tesla is going to go with that is a bit different than what we've got inside of Model Y or Model 3 and Model S and Model X. Another feature on Cybertruck inside that would be really interesting to see come to other Teslas, and honestly I think makes a lot of sense, is some full-size AC plugs. You've got an array of 3 different plugs in the back of the truck bed. You've got one full-size inside that I'll show off in a moment. And as odd as this may sound, I do think that the more you think about this, the more it makes sense. And I feel like there's been many, many occasions that I've got some random charger, some random plug or accessory that's not USB-C that I'd like to be able to charge with me wherever I am. And instead of having to bring around a battery bank or some big beefy portable battery, I could just use the battery I already have in my car and charge that way. So inside the back of Cybertruck, it's a little hard for my camera to capture if I can get down here, but you can see that you've actually got a full-size AC plug. I think that's a USB-C port on the left there, and then right here is a full-size AC plug for plugging in anything. Not only do you have your AC plug in there, but you've also got an array of ports in the truck bed as well. If you open up this little flap, we've got a selection of 3 different plugs. We've got 2 basic 120 volt AC plugs. You could plug, chargers, electrical tools, battery chargers, whatever you want to do, you could plug into those. And then also here, this is super interesting, it's a NEMA 1450 240 volt outlets. You could actually plug in and charge other vehicles or higher end components from this, but a bit more on that in a moment. But again, having all of these, full-size plugs, as odd as it may seem, maybe not so odd, is super, super useful. And I should say that as wonderful as Cybertruck is, and as feature-packed and cutting-edge as it is in the Tesla fleet, if you decide to pick one up, or really any Tesla these days, it seriously is missing some big features. You're going to want to get some accessories on day one, or if you're already on the car, like right now, to give your Tesla an essential upgrade. And if you're looking for the best, and I'm talking the best place to go to get amazing accessories for your Cybertruck, really for any Tesla model or any EV you've got, that is going to be T-Wraps, because they have got a lineup of premium, really high quality, and super versatile and functional accessories here that will change the way you use your Tesla and have certainly changed the way this Cybertruck operates every single day. It is infinitely more functional thanks to the stuff from T-Wraps. If you are a new Cybertruck owner like my father-in-law, let me introduce you to some essential accessories you've got to pick up right now that will make you love your truck even more. For example, this super nifty magnetic phone holder puts your phone in an infinitely more useful place than below in that wireless charger. So if you want to use Waze, for example, or Google Maps or whatever it may be, if you want to do Uber rides and show people what the Cybertruck is like, this is going to be perfect for that. T-Wraps has also got an excellent collection of organization products as well to sort of take better advantage of like the abyss of space inside a Cybertruck. For example, they've got a glove box organizer here that makes really great use of the space in the glove box, and also for all that space down below in Cybertruck where you really need something to store all your loose items, this stuff from T-Wraps here is going to be amazing and works as you'd expect, just perfectly. There's also a super nifty little storage compartment here that you can put behind the screen for storing things, sunglasses, your wallet while you drive, AirPods, whatever it may be. That's great. So if you want to get some amazing accessories for your Tesla, especially if you've got a Cybertruck, and again, any model you've got, hit the link right down below to learn more, check out the amazing collection of accessories, and to show T-Wraps some love by clicking the link right down below in the description. One of the biggest Tesla features coming to all of the new models that everyone is going to love, I guarantee everyone's going to love it, is a powered frunk. Tesla made a big deal for Cybertruck that it's the first model to have a powered frunk, and I'll tell you that is maybe unimpressive as it sounds, being able to open and close it not only from within the vehicle, but also from within the app is really nice. And with Cybertruck, it doesn't even have the biggest trunk of any electric truck, or I think even in the Tesla lineup, Model S and Model X, and maybe some others might have a bigger or more usable frunk. But I will say what Cybertruck has an advantage of is being able to actually use the frunk in a powered capacity, being able to easily access it and have it open and close with just a button press or using the screen or the app makes it infinitely more useful to quickly use and utilize than what you might have with a non-powered frunk. And I've said it before in my Model X review and other Tesla videos, not having a powered frunk is such a big missed opportunity. And I understand even if Tesla wanted to reserve this as a more high-end feature, which I don't think they do, but I get that way of thinking if that's what they want to do. But if that was the case, why is it not on Model S and Model X, the other higher-end vehicles that are in the Cybertruck price range of $100,000? Why is it not there? Again, I get it, totally sounds like a first world problem, but I'll tell you all the time when I'm coming up to the Model X and let's say I'm going to go and open the front here, it's, easy to access enough and get in there, but having to do the whole maneuver of physically closing it, again, doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you use it over and over again, it kind of is annoying. And again, for a car in this price range, having a fully automatic powered frunk makes a lot of sense, and something hopefully we see on all Teslas moving forward, hopefully starting with the new Model Y coming soon with the Juniper refresh. Now, we've already seen a number of different Cybertruck interior features come to other Teslas in the lineup. For example, the interior RGB ambient lighting that wraps around the cabin, a big part of the new Model 3, will be there on the Model Y as well. I'm also curious if the Squircle is going to replace the yoke. We've already seen Tesla sort of revert on their practice of doing the haptic buttons. They're now here with sort of physical, actual clicky buttons here, which was the right move. And I wonder if we see the functionality and the practicality of the Squircle end up replacing the yoke, just because, especially with the steer-by-wire system, it's just far superior. But with that said, there is one very controversial part of the Cybertruck interior that Tesla also might be looking to move and put into all other models, for better or for worse, and that is a non-functional rear view mirror, because this is really here for show. This doesn't work. Tesla really wants you to use the screen these days. Now, the reason Cybertruck has this rear view digital mirror is because of the tonneau cover. Tesla has that retractable bed cover, but they say for the sake of efficiency, when you're driving, you should keep it closed, which is fine, but that means this physical mirror here basically is useless and does nothing, which is why Tesla moves that rear view feed here on the screen. Now, in its current state, there's not a lot you can do with this. I can use it here, I can make it a little bit bigger by using it here, but it's not all that useful. And I'll tell you that, like, we'll get out on the road here, it's not the biggest hassle, and I feel like it's one of those things that sounds like a real big pain in the butt, but you sort of get used to it. But I do think what makes way more sense is for Tesla to take that feed and put it into the rear view mirror, because we've seen a lot of these aftermarket rear view mirrors that just have a screen in here and have a digital feed. Even other auto manufacturers are doing this. I'm not exactly sure why Tesla chose to not do it, because I think that would make way more sense and make this way more useful than putting it down here. Even if you had the option to do both, I think that I so instinctively keep looking up here all the time and see just an abyss of black because the tonneau cover is closed and that window is blocked. Being able to have that in both places would be nice, and I'm curious if that is a change we see come to future Tesla models, as again, Elon has said many times he wants to get rid of side view mirrors and different mirrors all around the vehicle. Very curious to see if that is a change we see Tesla experimenting with on Cybertruck, but eventually comes to other Tesla models. Curious to see if that comes on the new Model Y. Seems like it's just inevitable at this point. Another feature that Cybertruck has that has been a big conversation for every other Tesla model is some sort of external battery pack or range extender. Now, to be fair, Tesla has promised a range extender is coming to the Cybertruck, and for a cool $16,000, but it comes with some caveats. The biggest one being that, well, it's not here just yet, but also we're learning that it's not exactly hot swappable. This is something that you have to go to a service center to have installed, but if it all works correctly, it would give you a considerable amount of extra range. If this is something that Cybertruck is able to have exclusively right now because it has that truck bed and the extra space there, I wonder if this is something that Tesla could bring to other models as well. There has long been talk about some sort of solar roof attachment that you could put on your Tesla that as it sits parked outside, basically it's able to harness the power of the sun to recharge the battery. And also just in general, is there some sort of other modular Tesla add-on system, sort of like the range extender for Cybertruck, that we could see in maybe the higher end vehicles like Model S and Model X, maybe it even comes down to 3 and the Y, some sort of like sub-trunk attachment that could sort of click in and give extra range. It seems to be sort of something happening on Cybertruck, and hopefully just a matter of time until we see it come to at least Model S and Model X and maybe the 3 and the Y as well. Now, of course, one of the other big features that is a huge part of Cybertruck that definitely, it seems like, will be a part of Model Y Juniper and other models is going to be this steer-by-wire system. Some people either love or hate the squircle and the yoke and other weird sort of design changes Tesla has done to the traditional wheel, but what everyone seems to agree on, whether they love the design of Cybertruck or not, is that this steer-by-wire system is a game changer because it makes using the car and doing turns and even sharp turns and three-point turns and just generally everyday driving so much more enjoyable and easier to do with this system on board Cybertruck. So let me show you an example here of the steer-by-wire system. So I'm in a parking lot right here, and let's say I want to make a couple of sort of sharper turns. One of the nice things about the system is that it's dynamic, and because it can sort of be changed, the system knows to basically give you the right amount of resistance and the right amount of turning radius when needed. For example, at lower speeds, a little amount of turning the physical wheel is going to give you a lot more turning power, as opposed to when you're on the highway and you want to make a lane change, it's going to make that a bit more sort of pronounced, so you're not making sort of huge changes with just little moves of the wheel. So, for example, let's say I wanted to back up here and, turn out of this parking lot, for example, a little bit of this wheel turn is going to give me a lot of radius here to make this change. And see, I got a little bit of a berm up here. Let's say I wanted to go around this. Again, I'm sort of going at a low speed. You can see my hands on the steering wheel. You got my angle here. And again, I'm just going to turn the wheel like this. And again, if I wanted to make a tight turn here, again, I'm going to do, this is a full turn right here, full turn, just to show you the turning radius again. This is basically giving me all the turning power I need. And if I wanted to do, let's say I wanted to do a 3-point turn here and back up, I don't have to do a bunch of moves of the wheel. I can back up. Again, the steer-by-wire system is going to do its thing, and I can literally go like this if I wanted to back right into this spot, just like that. Even in just instances like this, where I'm backing out of a driveway, and I've got multiple cars and obstacles around me, this steer-by-wire, as you can see, I'm just barely turning the wheel. It makes it so effortlessly easy. And here's more of a sharp turn I've got to make. As you can see, I'm just going to use my hand here just ever so gently here. And this is a full turn here, going to allow me to get the angle I need. And again, I got to do a little bit of a tight turn right here. And just like this, Cybertruck can do it. And more specifically, steer-by-wire, baby, saves the day. Another feature that'll be really interesting to see come to other Teslas that I think will be a little bit tricky, but if it does come would be cool, is bilateral charging. Basically the idea that your Tesla could power and charge another Tesla. That's another thing that Cybertruck has in the bed here, is an array of ports that I talked about earlier. Nice to have some full-size AC plugs, but also it's got a NEMO 1450 240 volt outlet built in that can actually do bilateral charging. in the bed of Cybertruck behind this little hidden flap is an array of AC outlets, including a NEMA 1450 outlet capable of 240 volts, which we actually have seen videos and photos of Cybertrucks charging other vehicles, including other Teslas, from sort of the onboard battery system inside of Cybertruck. Now, granted, this probably isn't super practical and feasible on every single Tesla. Cybertruck probably has some special sort of higher end components and battery tech to make this happen, but it's not sort of out of bounds to be considered for other Teslas. Maybe even other options like this Model X and maybe some of the higher end Teslas, Model S, for example, too, if the components would work. Being able to have that option would be nice and sort of a nicer selling point for higher end Teslas, especially as Tesla's looking to make their vehicles more versatile, and especially if they're looking for higher end features to differentiate Model S, Model X, and Cybertruck from the rest. That might be kind of a cool feature that's super nice to have. I guess you could also include power share in there too. Sort of not only could you bilaterally charge vehicles, but it's more bilateral power, so you could sort of power homes and stuff like that. The Teslas run into a lot of problems with that power share technology with Cybertruck. There's a lot of issues with getting it installed and electrical stuff. It'd be nice, I guess, as an option, but I think the bilateral charging, at least for other cars, is kind of cool. And I guess power share, yeah, I guess it falls under that umbrella as well. As always though, guys, I'm curious, what are your thoughts on all this? Your thoughts on features that we could see one way or the other coming to new Teslas. What feature do you want to see on the new Model Y, on maybe a new Model 3, version 3, and other Teslas? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you made it to the very end of the video, I've got a secret you need to know, and that is that you can actually win a Tesla of your choice or $50,000 cash. Yes, you can even win a brand new Cybertruck. This is all made possible by Chicago Chesed and their 10th annual Tesla raffle happening right now. And if you haven't heard of it before, Chesed Chicago is dedicated to helping families in crisis. It's a nonprofit. They're funding 80+ programs and trying to help families get back on their feet by offering goods, services like food, furniture, job placement, and so much more. So if you want the chance to win a Model S, X3, Y Cybertruck or $50,000 cash, link is down below, and you can get $25 off 2 tickets or $500 off 15 tickets by using my special promo code Robert. Hurry up though, tickets are limited. Only 9,999 tickets will be sold, so get your tickets today. Do not wait. Again, link is down below, and use that special promo code Robert. Also, just want to give a big thanks to Masterworks for sponsoring and supporting this channel. They have got over 400 artworks in their collection from names you've heard of: Picasso, Warhol, and Banksy. And as the economy right now is up and down and up and down, you're probably looking for a different investment strategy. And one of the best places to actually put your money is in fine art. Billionaires know it, banks know it, and now you can get a piece of the action as well. Masterworks makes it so simple, so easy. Over 900,000 users have signed up, and if you want to get immediate access, skip that wait list. All you've got to do is scan the QR code on screen right there, or head to masterworks.art/Rosenfeld to learn more and get started today. And again, skip that waitlist and get immediate access right now. Also, if you made it to the very end of the video, all you gotta do to win some free Amazon money is do 3 simple things: like this video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below, let me know you say to the end, and just wanna say thank you guys, because I appreciate you all. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.